we not married, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a man say one time, "Why do you want to marry me?" She says, "Because you embody everything that I want in a husband." So then he says, "Okay, so I embody that before the marriage." He says, "Yes." So what a lot of men complain is that women like to think that when they get married, that's when they have to start embodying the things of a wife. But what women don't
Correct.
understand is men are not going to marry women that are going to embody it once they're married. They want to see that woman embodying it before the marriage. That's what makes them want to marry her. Now, let me get to my point.
Okay.
There are times when my husband pissed me the hell off, girl. But I know that, like you said, he come to your crib, he know you love to cook. He start checking pots. But when you ain't feeling it, you like, I'm not feeling it. And we not married. So hey, me, I feel like nothing should change because it goes the same way as far as like what I expect from him. If my husband's mad at me, but somebody breaks in the house, I don't expect him to tap on my shoulder and say, I'm mad at you, go protect the house. Hell no. What you mean you mad at me? You better go out there and see what that noise is. He still has to maintain the same position, whether we are upset with each other, whether or not he don't feel
Correct.
like it. Even if he don't
Correct.
want to go to work, he still got to go. Nothing changes for him, regardless of how he feels
Mm-hmm.
about me. But I feel as women, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I feel as women, we feel that depending on how we feel or what we're going through, and this is going back to the podcast that's coming this Sunday about withholding sex from a man. Should a woman be weaponizing her vagina or does she weaponize it? This goes back to that. Should it be, well, I'm mad at you, I'm not having sex with you, I'm mad at you, I'm not going to cook, or I'm not even mad at you, I'm just emotionally drained, so I'm just not feeling it? Should we be imposing that on a men that we're in actively in a relationship with?
Yes, because if we're not married,
Yes.
we're not, as we're not married, first of all, he doesn't live here, so I have to make that clear. He don't live with me. So if that were a same scenario where he was over my house, well, I should say there may be a scenario where somebody run up in my house and he can't protect me because he doesn't live with me. So the fact that we're not married changes our dynamic, and the fact that we don't cohabitate changes our dynamic. He's withholding certain parts of his manhood right now because he ain't paying none of my bills. He's not, we're not cohabitating, like I said. So, it's certain protections that I can't get from him. So he's not. I don't have 100% access to his manly provisions, and so he's not having 100% access to my womanly provisions. But what I will say is that this man has been over my house enough to know that I know how to stir up these pots. So if he's looking for his wifely qualities in me before he marries me, he can see that. He can very much see that beforehand. But what he's gonna have to do is make sure that he buys the cow if he's gonna be getting this milk.
Okay,
And
so
so,
if he buys a cow, this is my question. If he buys the cow, right, and you're not feeling it, you're emotionally drained, you're upset, you're just not feeling it, do you still give it up? Do you still cook
oh
that
yeah,
meal? Do you still do it?
yeah, because I've been married. I was married for 7 years, and so I've never been the type of person to say, "Oh, I'm not cooking." And most of the time, the way my husband would work when I was married is he would just buy dinner. He would always say, "Sharice, if you don't feel like cooking, go sit down." He wasn't that kind of man. If I really wasn't feeling it for that day, he'll just go buy some food. He'll take us out to go get China Cafe up the street or whatever we want to eat. And so that was never an issue for me if I just didn't feel like cooking. He understand I'm not a slave, especially because I'm an entrepreneur. So I've always been in my office working while he's at work. I've never been a Susie homemaker at home with my feet up. I'm still kind of moving and shaking in the streets and making sure that my business is building and developing. So he never held me to such a high standard that I had to always be a servant in the home to everybody else but myself. I've
No, no,
never.
no. I don't mean that. No, I don't think the expectation, which is what this brother got up right now, expectations will double your pain in a relationship. I'm not talking about what he expects from you. What I'm saying is if you are going through something, and I understand what you meant now. You're basically saying, look, we're not married. This is why I have this position. So I get that part. But Venetia, I want to ask you that, do you feel that it's okay that if you're mad at your man one night or y'all done got into it or whatever, that if you normally come home, I'm not talking about like what he expect from you. This is a normal thing you do. You normally come home, you normally cook, you normally do these type of things. Do you feel that all of that intimacy and cooking a meal is off limits if you piss me off that day?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that, okay, so this is my question to you. Do you feel that a man should act the same way as well? When he's upset at you, he shouldn't pay no bill for you. He shouldn't try to protect you. he shouldn't be there for you emotionally if you upset, if you got him upset one day?
Well, in my head, this is how I was to myself to be independent. So regardless of whatever, my mama raised me to be independent. So not to depend on nothing. So at the end of the day, if we was chose not to pay the bill or whatever the case, vice versa, don't cook or do something that I expect him to do that on a normal basis, I'm not gonna sweat it trip because at the end of the day, like we're not married. Number one, number two, like I feel like I don't want to depend on people because I feel like when you depend on a person, they let you down. Like even if I was married, I wouldn't depend on my husband to do certain stuff because I don't know. I just feel like the way I see my mama grow up and see how she reacted in certain situations, especially relationship wise, and how she became a self independent woman. Like I feel like that just gives me so much, to look at the other side. Like I don't feel like it's mandatory for me to get married anyways. So I wouldn't expect a man to always be there for me or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, when you put all your trust in a man, sometimes they let you down. Like
Okay.
I don't know because I done been hurt so much and I look at scenarios different from how other people view things, but that's just my opinion on that. Like I
No,
wouldn't
no, I understand. I understand everything you're saying, but there's two things I want to
but
point out.
I wouldn't care.
Okay, see, there's two things I want to point out. What I want to point out is one, as far as the dependence thing go, I cannot, and this no shot at you. Don't take it personal. But when people say I don't want to depend on nobody, I think that's such foolishness. I think that we have been depending on people our entire life. When you came out your mother womb, you depended on your mother to feed you and clothe you and change you. When you went to a job, you depended on that job to be able to send your paycheck to the bank every Friday.
To a
When
certain
you
extent,
get
though,
no,
Chris.
no,
You
that's my
you
point.
you
Same
you getting
thing.
into, but you're getting into small detail. I'm talking about to a certain extent as far as a man in relationship
Exactly.
wise.
Is
That's what I'm
that
talking about.
that's my point. That's my point. If you're gonna
But you can't
be
pinpoint that out when you cannot pinpoint. You cannot pinpoint that out when I was brought into the world by my mom, and so I'm gonna look up and expect everything the way
That's
how
not what
she
I'm
was
saying.
raised me.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Let me finish. What
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
saying is this: what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this idea that we step out in the street and say, I don't depend on nobody when your entire life you have probably been depending on people. But for some reason, we cannot link that up with our husbands. We can do it our entire life. We can do it with our fathers, our mothers. We can do it with our brothers. We can do it with our friends. But when it comes to the man, we don't ever want to say, I'm depending on him. And I think it's because of hurt, because we don't want nobody to let us down. We don't want no one, you going to look out for me, but then you change your
Yeah,
mind
you
and
have
now I'm
that
effed.
fear.
Exactly. I think that's what it is. Hurt. It's damage. It's hurt.
I,
It's pain. And for me personally, I depend on my husband
yeah,
constantly, and he depends on me constantly, and that's what helps us be so strong because we depend on each other. That's why we are so strong. That's
I
why we are
agree.
so happy.
I agree, but I think that what we have to do is remember we're not. I'm personally, from my perspective, let me speak for myself, and I'm talking about the dynamic of letting it be known what my boundaries are. I think another sister said that when I was talking, that it's about setting boundaries. Your husband knows when he has crossed the line, no matter if you withhold from him or not. Your husband knows when he has crossed the line with you, and how you choose to do that as a woman is really up to your personality and how you have created a bond with your husband. But for me, what I do because I'm not married and because I'm not obligated and there are no expectations, like this brother said, is that's how I've created my boundaries. If I tell you that, now, one thing I do believe in strongly is that if me and you are not in agreement right now, you cannot touch me. We have to come together and talk.
Yeah, I agree with
We have,
that.
we have to come together and understand each other and clear the negative energy between us before you can.
Yeah, clear the elephant in the room. Yeah,
Yeah, you
The
can't lay
elephant in the
your hands on
room.
me, but we're not on good terms right now. No,
exactly. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna look at you crazy that
Mm-hmm.
side
I
now,
agree.
and I'm gonna leave the house.
yeah.
Leave
I
me in my
just
own house
left.
for real.
I just
And I don't
left.
even want you trying to touch on me when I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
Don't even touch
like,
me when I'm sleeping.
and I think our men have to understand that because a lot of them are not equipped with
But
enough
I feel like it's double step. But
intelligence.
I feel like it's confusing though, Reese. It's
Hold
confusing
on, okay, so
because
let me say this because wait a minute.
it's confusing because we doing everything like we together, but then you said we
No,
not together. So then
no,
let's not just be together.
it's not about that. It's not about what type of dynamic we're creating when we have our sex or we're cooking for each other or you're paying my bills, whatever the case. What I'm saying is that it takes emotional intelligence. It takes communication skills. It takes for a man to know what type of woman he's dealing with. And so Yes, if they are confused, if they're confused, it's because they're not paying attention. You got to know your woman. You got to
Exactly.
know,
It,
you know, if she's the type of woman where she don't mind having sex with you before y'all get married, you got to know that about her. If she don't mind cooking and making your plate before y'all get married, you got to know that about her. But if you really like this woman and you're really into her, and she's the kind of woman where she doesn't do that, and she's not into it, that's your woman. There are
But see,
plenty of
that's where we're
women
getting
out
confused, Reese. This is where we're mixing each other up. I'm not saying that either you're this or you're that. What I'm saying is you are everything he wants. But when you're upset, you're not. That's what I'm trying to say. You're
there.
married.
That's what
Let's set the record straight.
I'm
You're a married woman. You have a husband. You normally cook. You normally give it up. But when you are upset or or you feel like he did something you don't like, or whatever, you decide to pull rank and say, I'm not giving it up. I'm not cooking nothing for you. Oh, well, that's the scenario I need y'all to focus on. Because what
but
I'm
it's
hearing
weird
is,
though, Chris. Think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're not happy with your if you're not happy with your
but we
man,
expect it from men, though. We
but I'm
expect
saying if
men,
you're not happy with him and stuff is not right, you not even gonna enjoy
but
the
we
sex.
expect it from men,
You're gonna be
though.
miserable like, oh my
But we
God,
Exactly.
maybe
expect it from
No,
her
men.
no,
is
no,
that what's
Christina,
gonna
no,
happen?
wait a minute.
We
Right.
do. We expect men to
You're
No,
not
continue. Let
even
me tell
gonna
you something. A
enjoy
man
it.
could be depressed. He could be
Man.
depressed. He could be having nightmares at night. He could be going through some crap. I mean, it's some men that go through stuff, but he still got to get up every single day and provide for his family. He
you
cannot
man
say,
do
I
anything
got a
to have
bad
sex with
day.
you. So you saying that man could do anything to you and still have
That's not what I'm
access to your
saying. That's
body?
not what
That's
I'm
what you're
saying. No,
saying
no,
right
no,
now,
no,
Chris.
no,
That's exactly what
no.
you're
That's not what
saying.
I'm saying.
That's
What I'm
exactly
saying,
what you're
no.
saying.
What
What
I'm
we
saying
say
Exactly
is
the scenario
no.
you giving, it
is
seems like just because he's
No.
getting up, just no, it seems the scenario you giving just because he's getting up, going to work every day, whatever the case may be, provide whatever, and even if he make you upset or whatever like that, you still gonna just give it up and still
what,
just go
what
about
are you
your
upset
routine.
about? You got we
If
got
something
what
happens in
you
my
upset
When
about.
y'all
household,
ready, I'm gonna tell
if
you what I'm
something
saying.
no listen, if something happens in my household and we both mad at each other, stuff is not gonna be the same. It's gonna be tension in the
Hey, you
house.
got me.
It's not gonna be happy and dandy, and you cannot touch me. I'm sorry, you will not be able to
Oh,
touch me.
Okay, so
You
mm-mm.
this
ain't
is
get
what
no
I'm
meals from me.
saying.
Go buy you something to
This is
eat.
what I'm
Go
saying.
go to go through a drive through.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying
You
is
just
that
that's what you said, Chris. That's what we
all right.
all
This is what
interpreted.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we expect things from men and men expect things from us. When you ask a man, what do you expect from your woman? He's gonna say, let's say the scenario is he expects her to show him affection when he wants affection shown, unless you know she's sick or her cycle on or something. Fine. He expects affection from her shown. He expects to have a clean house. He expects to have a cooked meal. This is what he expects, and what she respects from him in return is to be faithful, to provide, and to protect her. This is what we both expect from each other, right? What I'm saying is, men have no reason to ever not come up on their end. You would never hear a woman say, well, no, he was really depressed, so he just couldn't work for a whole month. You know, he just most women won't say that, or you won't hear a woman say, well, you know, his daddy wasn't in his life, so that's why he doesn't know how to communicate with women. So it's okay for him to disrespect me because he's just going. No, we don't want to hear that from men. We want men to do what men have to do, and we require it. And if they don't do it, we tell them, like Venetia said, go to the drive-through. But for some reason, as women, what I'm saying is, as women, we feel that things that we supply on a regular, when we feel like I'm not up to it tonight, I'm going through it. Oh well, I'm not giving it to her. We think it's justifiable. I'm gonna
But
give
that's
an
not what she
example.
said
Let
though.
me
She
give
said
an
that if a man
example.
doesn't pay her bills, she's willing to pay her own
One
bills.
more
He
example.
expectation.
Let me get one more example. Let me get one more example. Let's say you guys got into it, right? Y'all got into it Monday, right? And y'all kind of been feeling each other out. Now it's Friday. You know, he's lonely and he tries to be intimate, but you feel like he still ain't apologized for what he did, so you're not giving it up. You
No,
would think that's okay to do that. Now, let me explain the man's position. Let's say Monday y'all got into it, but then Friday someone broke into the house. You would not expect that man to say to you, well, you still ain't apologized for Monday, so go out there and go get the bat and go defend yourself. You're not
he
gonna
wouldn't
expect
be in
that.
my house. He wouldn't be in my house. Hey, I would call the police. I would call the police.
I guess I just sound crazy. I sound
No,
crazy.
Christina, you
If
sound
my man
crazy.
told
You
me,
just put
if
your
my man told me to roll over
black and
and
white.
go protect myself, he is no longer my man.
No, but
I'm
listen,
gonna make it
Obviously
work.
not. He messed up.
So the man feels the same way. If we get into it on Monday and you
we
don't
got
want to give it up
pause.
on Friday because of
Wait,
argument on Monday,
no,
you're not my woman
no,
no more.
Christina, wait, no. This is. Listen, okay, let me tell you something because I come from a relationship where I was not married to a man, but I was giving it up to him on a regular basis. This was my very first sexual experience I had with this man. This man used to beat me, Christina. He used to beat me. So you telling me because I was having sex with him and because I had set these expectations that whenever he beat me, literally, that I'm supposed to just let him go and not apologize and not
So
do
let
nothing?
me explain that. Let me explain what you're doing. Let me explain what's happening right now.
Wait,
Let me
wait,
explain. Hold on. I gotta explain that because I don't want to sound like that's what I'm saying.
no, but wait,
I'm gonna
let
let
me
you
finish this
finish, but let me
sentence.
address that one issue, Reese.
No, wait, no. Don't interject because if you interject, you're gonna miss what I'm saying.
All right, I'm gonna
Don't
let you finish,
interject.
then I'll
Let
go.
me finish. What I'm saying is that in our relationship, like I said, this is a spiritual experience that we're having. If this man has crossed my boundaries that I have set, he has to clear that before he can get back access to my inner world, before he can come and step back into my temple. There is no way that this is in the Bible. It says you have to touch and agree. If you're touching,
No. The scriptures
you
say you never withhold yourself from your partner. That's in the
no,
Bible. You
no, you,
never withhold yourself.
you
Your body's not your body.
Christina, touching and agreeing is in the Bible. You should not
I
be
agree.
touching.
No. Touching and agreeing is, but withholding yourself, withholding your body, you never do that
But
from a married. When you're married,
I'm
the
married. We're
scriptures
not
say
talking
you
about being
cannot.
married
But
here.
that's what I'm talking about.
But we're talking about relationships. You said that this person wants to see
No. I set
this
the scenario
person.
up. No. I set the
They,
scenario up.
they,
I set it up.
have
Check the
they
replay. I
they have
set it up. I
they
said
want to see a
married.
woman being a wife. Even if I'm married, it doesn't matter. Even if I'm married, you're not going to cross my boundaries and enter my temple when you have not cleared the air. When you walk into a woman's temple, you bring gifts of abundance. You are kind to your wife. You are meek and mild and tender with her the same way you want her to be with you. You do not abuse your woman and then tell her to open your leg or open her legs to you just because you a husband. That is not how that works. I
That's
would
not what
never
I'm
in
saying.
my life have a man
That's
that's
not what
gonna
I'm
do
saying.
what he want to do, and he just disregard me as a woman, as a person,
That's
and I'm gonna
not what I'm
open my
saying.
leg to him because he's my husband. Absolutely not.
That's not what I'm saying, Reese. This is what you're doing. So let me explain real quick so you can understand what you're doing. Hold on. Let me say something and then y'all can go from there. When you talk about
Okay.
people that talk about pro-life, right? They talk about abortions, right? People say, no, I don't agree you should have an abortion because you're killing a baby, right? What people would do is they'll say, but what if she gets raped? You're taking the most extreme point and you're applying it to what I'm saying. First of all, I set the standard. I said you are married.
What is
Number
the
one. Hold on, let me finish. Don't interject. Like you said,
exception?
let me finish.
What's the
Let me
exception?
finish. Let me finish. Now, I'm not talking about a man that's beating on you. I'm not talking about a man who's choking you. I'm not talking about a man who's a cheater. I'm
What
talking
about
about
my
a
woman?
marriage. Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Because you went from all I said was y'all got into a argument. Because what you said was he beat me. Don't I'm not going that far. I'm saying you got into a argument on Monday, right? Now it's Friday. Y'all still ain't figured that situation out yet. Women, we still expect things from our men. This whole idea, he ain't got to protect me.
I
He
don't
ain't
know
got to pay nothing.
what that
I
is.
understand
That
all
ain't
that.
me.
But when you're married, I'm talking about married people because y'all keep going back and forth. I'm talking about married. I'm going to say it again. When you are married, you are a family. You are
I'm
a
not that
one
kind of married
unit.
woman. I never have been.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk from my standpoint because they maybe that's what it is. It's different perspective. When you're married, it's no yours, mine, his, hers. It's one unit.
Yes, it
So what
is.
I'm trying to say is,
It's my body. Yes, it is.
okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I expect my husband to do certain things, and I do not give a damn if we got in an argument Monday and Friday come, you going to switch it up because of Monday argument. I don't want to hear that. And he expects the same thing from me. I'm not talking about a man that beat you. I'm not talking about a man that choke you out. Because first of all, why are you with him then? If he's beating you, you shouldn't even be with him, let alone giving your body up to him. Why are you with him? If he's cheating on you with a billion women, you shouldn't be giving your body up. You shouldn't even be with him. If he's cursing you out and disrespecting you in public, why are you with him? So what we're doing is we're taking toxic relationships and we're trying to apply it to what I'm saying. No, I am talking about you're married, you're in a relationship, he expects things from you, you expect things from him. As women, we feel because we can do it ourselves. I'll protect myself. I'll pay my own bills. If he does something to me that I don't like Monday, a argument, not talking about beating. If he argues with me Monday, if he has not sufficiently to my standards have worked it out by Friday, do not come tap my shoulder. And I'm saying that is not healthy, because we do not expect that from men. If he's my husband, I don't give a darn if we got an argument Monday. You have better do what you got to do on Friday. If someone breaking this house, you better protect me. When them bills come up, you better pay them. When I'm sad and depressed, you better comfort me. All of that. Nothing changes.
No,
Nothing
no, no.
changes. We work
That to me
through
is
it.
unhealthy.
That's my
To me,
position.
that's unhealthy. That to me is unhealthy. You're not working through your problems. If you're gonna just sweep some under the
No,
rug
you work
and just
through
keep
them.
trucking
No,
over
you
it,
work through them.
you said
You work through
it has
them,
not
but
been resolved.
denying the person.
You said the issue has not been resolved, and you're just gonna keep on moving on and let him have
No, no,
sex
no,
with
no, no. I didn't say moving on. No, 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 no. That's not what
what
I'm
you
saying.
said. To me, that's
I
unhealthy.
said
You
I
said
said requirements. No, no,
having
no.
an argument and it doesn't get resolved, you and he come and tap you on your shoulder, you're supposed to say, okay, on Friday, this is my duty. So he didn't resolve the issue. So I'm just gonna give him some sex because he came and tapped me on my
Sex
shoulder.
has nothing to do with the issue. That's my
And
point. Me
you know,
having sex or not having sex doesn't change the issue. That's my point. The only reason I'm not giving it to him is a punishment for him not resolving it. And
No,
that's unhealthy.
no,
You
it
should be resolving it. You
is.
should be already resolving it in a better way other than withholding sex. That's what I'm
No,
trying to say.
withholding the sex has nothing to do with the resolution. I'm saying that until we meet a resolution, there is no energy there for sex. I'm not having sex with somebody who that I have unresolved issues with. I know
Preach.
who you are.
I would not. I
what
would not open these
No,
what
legs.
you
They will
have
not get over.
unresolved issues. I
They
don't care
will
who
not
you
get over,
are.
baby.
what what can I say something?
Yes, you can say something.
Cause cause y'all so
I
lit
love
right
all y'all
now.
though. I still love
Li-
you, Reese and
Yeah,
Venetia,
we
though.
like
Even if
we
we don't agree.
listen,
I
we
still
Not
love
we
get
you.
gonna
over,
come
we
baby.
through.
got
We close. We not
Listen,
up.
we gonna come through with a mellow vibe. I think the issue at hand, what everyone is trying to get across is, long story short, you're not supposed to let the sun go down on your wrath.
Of course not.
Especially, so what it means is you do have to work through the issue right away and very quickly,
correct,
especially
But
if
correct,
it's something.
some issues don't
correct,
happen right away.
correct.
So some, yeah,
But
I mean, but
You still
I
love the
think the
person,
I
but it's not
think
gonna
the
happen
Yeah,
right
you
away.
can still
Some
love the
stuff.
person, but just because I'm
what
still gonna love you doesn't mean I have to give up my sex. Because my if I'm giving you my sex, that means I'm happy, I'm comfortable. Like
Bingo.
I'm
That
not
goes
gonna
back to what I
feel right
said.
just having sex with you, and we not everything is the issue is not solved. I don't care I don't care how many days you get up and go to work every morning and do what you got to do as a man. I don't care. At the end of the day, I have to feel comfortable within myself. So if I'm not comfortable, how I mean, you no, it's not gonna happen. I'm
But what
sorry.
if it's the issue?
no
What if
I
it's an issue
You
that he
can't tell
can't
me to go
fix?
act like nothing
what
happened. Pretty much what you
wait
saying, Christina, right now. What I got, what you saying is just act like nothing happened. Just
No,
chill.
that's not what
Even
I'm
wait
if y'all
wait
got
saying.
wait
into that
What I'm
same
saying
night,
is sex
even
has
if y'all got into
nothing
that
to
same
do with.
even if y'all got into that same night, you still gonna give it up? No,
No,
it don't work like that.
I
what I'm saying
And it
is
could,
that
I am.
and the
what I'm
top,
saying
whatever
is
the conversation I
intimacy.
got into, it could
What
be
I'm
real
saying is,
spicy.
who
It could be
said that?
real
Who said they
spicy.
giving it up? Who
I
said it? Who said
That
it?
was me.
Spicy. The
But
topic
Who
could
y'all
be
said
real
listen.
it?
spicy. It could be real sensitive. It could be below the belt, and you still gonna you still will
Okay,
lay
see,
down
that's what
laying.
you guys are doing.
No,
You guys are finding the most
that's
horrendous
what you
things and
did though. You
applying to
started
it.
it
No,
though.
I'm
You
not.
opened that door.
No,
You
no, no, no,
opened
no,
that
no,
wait
no,
wait
no,
door.
no.
wait
What
wait
You opened that door,
you got
Chris.
what I'm all right, let me give an example. Let me give an example real quick. Let me give an example
okay
real quick,
where
right?
are we drawing the line on this?
Let me give an example. So with my husband, right? I like him to give me compliments, right? And when he doesn't, especially if I get my hair done, I do something, I feel some kind of way. So Monday I get my hair done. I'm tired of telling him he needs to notice me when I get my hair done. So I'm not telling him because he should know. We already talked about this. So Monday I'm feeling some kind of way. Tuesday I'm feeling some kind of way. Matter of fact, on Wednesday he was watching a YouTube channel and it was a girl that had her hair different and he noticed that, but he didn't notice mine. But again, I'm like, dang, what I got to do for him to notice that, bro, I got my hair done. So now Thursday coming, I say, dang, bro, you really ain't noticed I got my hair done Monday. You know, I told you I like when you compliment me. I like when you tell me how I look, things like that. It makes me feel good about myself. And he's like,
Sorry
you know
for
what,
cutting
my
you
bad.
off. Sorry,
My
sorry, sorry. Why do you have, that's what I'm saying. Why do we have to have, like, why does his opinion matter? Because that's your
it's just
man?
an no, no, it's an example. I'm
Oh,
giving
okay,
an
okay, continue.
example of
Sorry.
I'm giving an example of you guys getting into it about something, right? Y'all argued
Correct.
about something. And when you say going to bed with wrath, I know what you mean, Empress, but it's not always wrath. You don't hate the person, you're not angry with the person, you don't wish nothing on them, but you guys just haven't figured out the issue that you guys are going through yet, because he still feels his position is right. You still feel yours is right. What I'm saying is, when you withhold intimacy, because that's what it is, it's intimacy. When you withhold intimacy because you guys have not quite figured it out yet, you're only putting more fuel on the fire. Believe it or not, that intimacy is what sometimes can help you to actually find healing. He can actually, and that's how men are operate. Him being intimate with you can actually sometimes make him realize, like, dang, man, this woman is so precious to me. And I know it seems weird, like, really, so me giving it up can make you do that? Yes, some men, a lot of men, that is how they express their love, or how they feel about their woman, is through intimacy. So
Okay,
what all I'm trying to say, this is all I'm trying to say, and I'll make it real short.
right?
One more, all I'm trying to say is when you are married, that's all I'm trying to say, and I'll let y'all go. What I'm not saying is that the man is a horrible man that treats you like crap, and y'all got into it and you just giving it up. I'm not saying that, because if anyone know my husband, he knows he is far from that. Far from that. But we are not perfect. So there are times where we are going to have disagreements. But just because we have a disagreement, me withholding intimacy from him, I would never do that, because he would never withhold intimacy from me. He would never not come for me if I'm going through it with my oldest daughter. We could have just got into it. But if something happened to my oldest daughter, he don't give a darn. He's going to run in there and hug me and hold me, and show me that love. Well, men express the same way through intimacy. So when you get going through it or having disagreements, to withhold yourself from him, I feel like you're only making it worse. Now, I'm not talking about a man that beats you, a man that's a serial cheater. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about just everyday things that you go through as a married couple
It
from
goes
living
the
together.
same. Whether it's extreme or not, it's still the same. You have to resolve your issues, like our sister said. You need to come to an agreement in order to touch me. We cannot be in a state of disorder or a state of disagreement and think that, okay, we have not resolved this issue, whatever it is, big or small. I don't care what we're arguing about. The issue is that we need to, like let's just say, for example, the example you gave with your husband with the compliments. Okay, you're not just coming to your husband about, oh, you didn't compliment me today. That's petty. What you're coming to your husband about is your confidence. And like you said, it makes me feel good about myself. You want your husband to do that for a deeper reason. And so let's just say you're laying in the bed at night, not feeling good about yourself, not feeling like your husband has noticed you. That goes into your womanhood. It goes into, do I feel beautiful? Do I feel wanted? Do I feel desired? I'm not opening my legs to a man if we have not talked about it. Like you said, intimacy is the cure, not sex. Intimacy is the cure. When I come to my husband, I'm going to say, listen, baby, I talked to you about this before. You said you didn't say anything to him. And to me, if you don't say anything to him, but you open your legs and have sex with him, to me, that's reinforcing the behavior. That's reinforcing him not noticing and not really giving the effort. But if you say, wait a minute, hold on, I'm not having sex with you right now, but I will have an intimate moment with you right now. I will come to you and I will lay down in the bed next to you. I might put on some feminine charm and I might say, baby, this is something that's on my heart and we need to talk about this so we can clear the air and then I will make love to you.
Amen.
Well,
But
I got
there is no way there's going to be a sexually intimate moment when we have not cleared the air and come to some kind of, okay, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I really like your hair like this. Look, you're going to have to give me something. I'm not getting ready to just open my legs and just be like, oh, it's all good. Because like I said, to me, that reinforces the bad behavior if you will just dismiss it and let him, okay, well, maybe if I just sex him real quick, he'll notice me the next time. I don't think that that's how it's going to work out. And that's just how I look at it from a logical perspective. I'm
oh,
saying if me and this man have something that's going on, big or small, come to me so we can talk about this thing. And I will say this about my relationship and I'll yield, is that when I have issues, me and him, both of us, either one of us, if I do something he don't like, that man is going to be like, Sharice, we need to talk. When I get off of work, I'm coming over there. Because we got to talk. I don't like this, what we got going on right now. I'm not arguing with you about it either. And we're going to talk. And the next thing you know, we make love because we don't talked about it. We don't had that intimate moment without the sex being involved. And
And
then,
sometimes holding
oh,
back off of sex too. Oh, sorry to cut you off, Sharice. But sometimes
okay, okay.
when you hold back too, also it brings y'all even closer when y'all do have sex because at the end of the day, you've been missing him and whatever the case may be. I just feel like bring it back to the original topic what she was saying. Yes, sometimes if stuff not right, I'm not gonna just go like my normal day and go like cook and have. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna hold back until we get the stuff resolved. And if it takes 2 or 3 days for it to get happen, it's just
Okay.
that that's just the way
let,
it is gonna be. Because I'm not gonna just open my legs up to you. I'm not gonna
let me
continue to do what I've been doing because I want to show you that whatever we was arguing about really affected me. So if you really care about me, you will want to. Make sure that I'm okay and make sure that things are going to get back to the way it was, even better before than it even was before. So
Agree.